Hello, this is Greg Gilbert with Unwilling to Settle Presentations, and welcome to our Unwilling to Settle video presentation, episode number 1. And I'm going to title this episode, Trust and Guts. Trust and Guts. Now, this is an example of some of the stories that you will hear if you invite us to speak at your event. These are out of our written warehouse from 30 years of successes, failures, and what led to each, and in a career in human resources and leadership and life and things like that. But the thing about this lesson, I guess that upsets me, is that I have spoken to thousands of people and not shared this lesson with them. Because this just resurfaced, or just surfaced in the last few weeks. You see, I teach a seminar titled The Manager Tune-Up. You can see the information on it on managertuneup.com. But I do it in two different ways. Number one is I'll come to your location and meet with your leadership team and your schedule, your time, and share this information with them. The other way is I will go to different locations around the country. And I normally work with or partner with a college, a community college, or a SHRM group, or possibly a Chamber of Commerce. And I'll set up a location, and I will contact local industry and the larger employers to introduce myself and let them know what we're going to have in the area. Well, recently I set one of these up in South Arkansas, and I contacted one of these organizations or a company and talked to the human resources manager. Introduced myself, told her what I was doing in the area, and she stopped me. She said, "You can't talk to me. I can't talk to you." Said, "This will have to go through corporate. I can't approve it. They won't let me put my 2 cents worth in on anything." And I kind of chuckled. She was nice. She gave me corporate's name, number, and email. But she said, when she said they won't let me put my 2 cents worth in on anything, I wanted to see if I could get a chuckle out of her. And I said, "Well, ma'am, if I gave you a penny for your thoughts, would you give me your 2 cents worth?" And she said, "Well, only if corporate approves it." So I thought, I'm wasting our time here. So I thanked her. I hung up the phone. But when I hung that phone up, I had two emotions. Number one, pity, and a little bit of anger. Because corporate America had stripped every bit of individuality, every bit of confidence, every bit of creativity from this person. They didn't feel like they had the authority to make any decisions at all. In fact, when I tried to tell her my website, which has resources on it for managers and supervisors, free resources, she said, "I can't take it. If it doesn't come through corporate, I can't use it." I think, honestly, if I had started saying www, I think she would have hung the phone up or dropped the phone or put her hands over her ears and started chanting or something. In fact, when I hung up, I thought, that's probably what it's like to hand someone, or try to hand someone, a Bible in a busy street in communist China. That's what it reminded me of. I guess it would be like that. But anyway, I hung up and I thought, wow, what a shame. But here's what I'm so thankful I talked to this lady on that day, because as soon as I hung up, I thought of 30 years ago. I was a young manager, I think my second management position. I worked in Fayetteville. I worked for Bob. And I wanted to attend a seminar, a local seminar. I think it was probably $75 or $80. And I sent a note to Bob asking his permission to attend that seminar. And I received a note back very quickly. And I remember it to this day, just nearly verbatim. And I'm thankful that HR person reminded me of it. But the letter said this, the note: "Greg, I just got your note about attending the seminar on so-and-so day. Greg, you are responsible for the results in our maintenance center, and you have $1 million budget. I have not been scrutinizing your $100 decisions, and I do not plan on starting now. I trust your judgment. We both benefit from your growth and development. Remember rule number 1. Bob's rule number 1, if I have to do your job, I don't need you. Let me know of these in the future. I may want to attend also, and I'll let you know if I hear of any. Bob." Wow. I hate that I had forgotten that note. And here's why. The feeling that I had at that time when I looked at that note, Do you think I felt empowered? Yes, I did. Do you think I felt trusted? Yes, I did. Do you think I felt like Bob was willing to invest in my growth and development and my success? Yes, I did. And I'll never forget how I felt. Here's a question for you. Do you think I felt like Bob was for me, against me, or for himself? Oh, I knew that Bob was for me. And when you know that someone is for you, you will walk through walls for them. But if you think they're against you or for themselves, you're normally going to do just enough to get by. Or you'll leave, one or the other. Now, I felt so trusted that day. And I've had this, I had written this down years ago, that my high on trust, low on rules organization will always beat your high on rules, low on trust organization. Always. Never fails. And a few years later, I had written down rules minus a relationship equals rebellion. Now, I honestly think that quotation probably applies to teenagers. When I first heard it, maybe I had teenagers when I first heard it. But here's the key. It doesn't matter what the age. Rules minus a relationship equals rebellion. Now, I'm not talking about rebellion that overthrows the company or anything like that. I'm talking about the rebellion that does just enough to get by. Now, that is trust and the benefit of trust. And here's something else. I know, without a doubt, that if I'd violated that trust and I started going to all these seminars or maybe traveling, trying to go far off to a seminar, that I would have lost the trust. I would have lost that ability to attend this. And probably in the next 20 years, I may have attended 15 or 20 of these seminars. They may have invested $2,000 in external training on something like this, but I promise you it was worth it because I learned a lot in those. And I paid that forward too. I gave that trust forward when I got in a position to do that. Here's where the guts come in. A few months ago, a friend of mine, he was an HR person also, said when he was first promoted in 1974, his manager said, "Congratulations, you now have more authority than you have guts to use." And my friend kept talking. I said, whoa, stop. I need to write that down. I said, I'll change that, but I'm going to use that. It's going to sound like, this is the new version. You now have more leadership tools and authority than you have knowledge, confidence, and guts to use. What a profound statement. And here's the question. Do you think Bob called his manager to say, "Hey, Greg would like to attend the $75 seminar. Is that okay?" No, he didn't. He had the guts to make the decision on his own. He entrusted me with the results in that maintenance center. He did not micromanage me. He trusted my judgment. And wow, I'm like I said, I am upset that I have not shared this lesson with thousands that I've spoken to because I honestly had forgotten the impact of that note on me. But I won't make the mistake in the future. If you hear me speak in the future, I'm sorry, but you'll hear this story again. Maybe a little more animated on stage, but you will hear this story. Trust and guts, and not micromanaging. What a great combination. This is episode 1 of the Unwilling to Settle video presentations. I hope you've enjoyed it. Invite us to speak at your organization, at your next event. I'd love to meet you. Love to share some stories with you, just like this. Take care. Have a great day.